So my question was that after 1 minute before, what is life? So for this question, I have written something that is about life is unique, complex organization of molecules expressing itself through chemical reaction which leads to growth, development, responsiveness, adaptation, and death. So now I want to give you some solution of every meaning. So what is the actual meaning of life? You can understand by this a simple definition. So simply life is very unique. যদি আমি জীবন বলে বুঝিবা যে what is the meaning of life, life is very unique, complex organization of molecules. Kahar organization of molecules. In chemistry, you found the different molecules: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. Different molecules are found. Okay. So, say life is the unique complex organization of molecules. So here you just know the basic component of living organism about C, H, and O. These three major elements you found in life. Now question arise. Also you found these components are in the non-living components. So what is the exact meaning of life? So again I repeat, life is unique, complex and organization of molecules. Living is same carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. তুমি molecules মানে পাইবো and non-living রে পাইবো. But what is the difference? These three major elements, other elements also, other molecules also present. But these molecules are react with itself. They are combined, organized and giving a chemical reaction which leads to growth, development, responsiveness, adaptation and death. So simply life refers to when you found any component which is like that, that is about unique complex organization of molecules expressing itself through the chemical reaction. ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ରାସାୟନିକ ପ୍ରତିକ୍ରିୟା ହେଉଥିବ. ତମକୁ କହିବ ସାର୍ ନନ୍ ଲିଭିଂ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ରାସାୟନିକ ପ୍ରତିକ୍ରିୟା ଦେଖାଯାଏ, ବଟ୍ ନନ୍ ଲିଭିଂ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଯେଉଁ ରାସାୟନିକ ପ୍ରତିକ୍ରିୟା ଦେଖାଯାଏ, but it is different from them. Why? Because due to this chemical reaction, these some things you found as a characteristics. I will discuss about characteristics of living organism. So due to the chemicals of these molecules, growth, development, responsiveness, adaptation and death. This is very very important. Death. So living organism मानकर दुईटा मुख्य कथा. One thing is the birth and another one is the death. पूरा ओडिया रे जहार जन्म एवं मृत्यु रही सी हैला लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. Okay, so birth and death. Okay, so these two things still now mysterious for us. हम एते पर्यंत जानिने how life comes to a newborn individual. Maybe it is plant, maybe it is animal. So how and how death was. Death केमिति इटा. What is the real thing about the death and what is the experiment? Different experiments also more to get the answer of the death and birth. Still it is mystery. So simply you can easily understand what is the meaning of life. Unique complex organization of molecules. Which molecules? Maybe carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Other molecules are also found, but these are the three major molecules. Okay? So जेतरे तुमे देखिबो गोटे any living organisms को तुमे कोन करिवो, if we consider the animals तुमे पुडी दबो से पाउंसरे कन्वर्ट हो पाउंस बा आस एवं से पाउंसर मेजर कंपोनेंट रहे कार्बन. ओके, तो ये कार्बन रो इंपोर्टेंस हम बॉडी रे बहुत रही है. केमिकल रही है when in further study will know. Okay, so right now you just know what are the basic thing or the basic molecules which run a living organism by their chemical reaction. By these three molecules, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, also other molecules you can found, but due to these reactions, we found so these characteristics: growth, development, means semanଙ୍କର development होउथबो, semanଙ୍କର growth होउथबो, adapt responsive होउथबो, सेमाने response करूथबो, हमको गरम लागिला, हमको शीत लागिला, हमको ज्वर होला, जहाँ भी हमें external environment को हमें response दोचे by the our nervous system, हमें पढ़िबा physiology रे nervous system, तो हमें जो external stimuli को हमें collect करूचे from the outer environment, this is the responsiveness. Adaptation means we make adjustment to the external environment. External environment को हमें adjust करिक रहउचे, this is the adaptation. शीत लागले हमें बॉडी की सोचे, गरम लागले हमें एसी चलाउचे, तो हमें हमको मैनेज करूचे ए सब लिविंग नॉन लिविंग कंपोनेंट्स केबे भी करि परिबे. एंड वेरी इंपोर्टेंट, नॉन लिविंग मानकर डेथ नाही, नॉन लिविंग मानकर लाइफ बार्थ नाही, बट हमनकर एक जिंस अछि जो मानकर जन्म अछि सेमानकर डेथ मध्ये 100% सियोर. এবং আমি জানি যে in our living planet two things are চিরন্তন সত্য, ever truth. It is about the birth and death. Only in the living organism you found these two characteristics, birth and life. If we expose the living organism, then we found their different characteristics, maybe growth, maybe development, maybe responsiveness, maybe adaptation, maybe reproduction, maybe their movement. Different criteria you can put in the living organism. So simply तो हम बायोलॉजी को स्टार्ट करिया पाठ पढ़ा, तो हमें प्रथम में जानिले व्हाट इज लाइफ. तो लाइफ रो मीनिंग कोन रहला जे लाइफ बा लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म हमें काहा को कहबा जहार किछि केमिकल रिएक्शन होतो मॉलिक्यूल्स मानक पाखरे एंड समानकर मेजर फोर कैरेक्टर्स पाउ: ग्रोथ, डेवलपमेंट, रेस्पॉन्सिवनेस, अडैप्टेशन एंड डेथ. मेनली बर्थ एंड डेथ जहार रहिछि एवं समानक हमें कोन कहि परिबा हमें लाइफ बोली कहि परिबा, ताको हमें जीवंत बोली कहि परिबा. तो हमें बायोलॉजी पढ़िबा गुरु जदि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ लाइफ हमें जानि नथिबा एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ लाइफ, तो सिंपली दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ लाइफ. एंड अदर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आल्सो यू फाउंड दैट आई विल डिस्कस ऑन प्रीवियस क्लासेस in botany. Arun sir also you discuss about some characteristics of the life. I am just giving a simple definition of the life. Again I repeat, life is unique complex organization of molecules expressing itself through chemical reaction which leads to growth, development, responsiveness, adaptation and death. So this is about the life. Now we enter to the zoology. एबे में zoology को एंटर करियो. ओके, तो ये रहला हम लाइफ विषय में किछि कथा जे हमें कहा को लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म बोली कहबा बा कहा को लाइफ बोली कहबा. नाउ सेकंड क्वेश्चन, what is zoology and why it is very important to know about zoology? Why zoology subject or biology subject include your plus 2 first year science? Okay, so biology when you divide two parts, botany and zoology, so zoology is very interesting. Why it is interesting? Because we know the different animals and their systems. आमे जेते की एनिमल्स मानक विषय पढ़िबा से सब आमे ए गुटिए ब्रांच रे पढ़ि परिबा और से ब्रांच ना रहइबो कोन zoology. So आमे जानिले व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ zoology. Zoology simply refers to the study of living organism. Study of living organism. Which kind of living organism? Animals. Which kind of living organism? Animals. हमें animals का मतलब विषय जब पढ़िबा तब हमें zoology बोली कहबा. Zoo refers to animal. Logos means to discourse, to study. When we study the animals, it is zoology. So now a question arises. सर आपण कहले जे zoology रे animals मानक विषय पढ़िया, but कोन पढ़िबा? Why do we study about the animal? To know this answer, just I write down some points. जेते हम zoology पढ़िबा को आगेले हमें कहले here we study the animals. So which part we will study in zoology? So I will just give you the core subjects which are included under the zoology. So आम एनिमल्स मानक विषय पढ़िबा zoology कहले तो एनिमल्स मानकर कहा विषय पढ़िबा को एनिमल विषय पढ़िबा ना एनिमल रो किछि सिस्टम विषय पढ़िबा तो सेही क्वेश्चन आंसर में तो ए आंसर देबी जे इन द zoology you found some core and applied zoology किछि कोर सब्जेक्ट देखिबा एंड किछि अप्लाइड जोलॉजी देखिबा तो कोर सब्जेक्ट रे किए रहिबो ओके कोर सब्जेक्ट रे हम कोन पढिबा इन कोर सब्जेक्ट विल मेजरली फाउंड just listen to this word these terms are repeatedly come when we found the descriptive of zoology descriptive part को जब देखो ये सब term बारंबार आसे तो just I am giving you some idea about these terms first one is the morphology हमें तो एनिमल को पढ़िबा एनिमल को देखिबा दरकार एनिमल से हमें देखिले भी जानिबा जे कोटा कोई प्रकार रो एनिमल तो देखिबा पई ए दुईटा जिंस दरकार गुडेला morphology और डेला anatomy and it is very important morphology and anatomy what is the meaning of morphology and what is the anatomy morphology means that is the meaning is the study of external features of a living organism maybe it is plant maybe it is animal so though we are studying the zoology so morphology and zoology रे काहा पढिबा animals मानकर तो morphology meanings कोन that is the morphology is a branch of biology which leads to the study of external features of any organism maybe it is plant it is botany maybe it is zoology it is animal okay so it is simply external structure विषय पढ़िबा को हम कोन कहले morphology then move to the anatomy means जदि ये external structure है ताले this is the internal structure anatomy is a branch of science which deals with the study of internal structure of living organism if botany it is plant if zoology it is animal so it is the internal structure तो आम जोलॉजी पढ़िबा बोटानी पढ़िबा मेजर कथा प्रथमे कोन देखिबा morphology and anatomy then move to the second one that is the physiology it is very important physiology what is the meaning of physiology simply you can say physiology refers to the study of life just listen my word life sustaining system when we study the life sustaining system which promote a well homeostatical living organism then it is known as physiology again तो सिंपल कर दो जब के physiology रो अर्थ एया रहइबो जदि गोटे लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म रो इंटरनली हो किंबा एक्सटर्नली हो जो फिजिकल रिएक्शंस फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज बा लाइफ सस्टेनिंग सिस्टम होतबो जहा पाई से लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म रो लाइफ स्पैन कंप्लीट होतबो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम बर्थ टू एंड टू डेथ जन्म रो मृत्यु भितरे बा सेमानकर बॉडी रे बा एनिमल हो किबा प्लांट हो सेमानकर जदि हम लाइफ सस्टेनिंग सिस्टम विषय पढिबा जीवन को बंचै रखिया पई जो सिस्टम हमें होई थाए ताको हम कहिबा physiology maybe it is animal physiology maybe it is plant physiology okay morphology anatomy physiology so physiology simply called this is the study of life sustaining system or the different life processes maybe it is in plant maybe it is in animal then and what are the other major subject you found in the zoology? You also found in the different morphological study. What is the different morphological study? About the ear, about the skin, about जोटा आम एक्सटर्नाली देखुचे जो जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को ताकू मध्य पढ़िया पई से एनिमल हो कि प्लांट हो सेपरेट सेक्शन सब करा जाय तो मेजरली तुम ये तीनटा कथा जानो about the physiology, about the morphology, about the anatomy. These are the basic things you need to know under zoology, zoology in the botany, and also different study like genetics, like reproduction, like developmental biology, which is the embryology, then evolution, then paleontology, study of the fossils. So different aspects also you can find, and majorly in animal or any plant or any microorganism, you know about the microbiology already discussed in the previous class. That is the one is the botany, zoology, and then the microbiology. In the microbiology, study about the microorganisms. In botany, you found the animals. In zoology, in botany, you found the plants. In zoology, you found the animals. So these three things: physiology, morphology, anatomy. এই তিনটি কথা মু মেজরলি তুমি প্লান্টস হো, এনিমাল হো, মাইক্রো অর্গানিজম হো, এই সব বিষয়ে তুমি জানিব। এন্ড এমানଙ୍କର আসপেক্টস বিষয়ে জানিব। কোন এমানଙ୍କର আসপেক্টস মিন এনিমালস হো কিংবা প্লান্টস হো তো সেমানে যে হ্যাবিটাট রে রহুচନ୍ତି। Okay, we know for every living organism, mainly for in case of human, we know the basic thing. What are the basic things for the humans? जोटा कि सेमानकर निहाती बंचिबा पई दरकार बा बेसिक नीड्स तक हमें कहि परिबा मींस फूड खाद्य निहाती दरकार शेल्टर ओके सेमानकर बेसिक नीड कोन कोन रहइबो सेमानकर फूड रहइबो खाद्य वस्त्र बासगृह ओके तो these three things are majorly known as a basic needs like that for all animals they need a habitat सेमाने रहिबा पई सेमानकर बासगृह दरकार एंड सेमाने बंचिबा पई सेमानकर एक एनवायरनमेंट दरकार okay so when we study the different relations of animals with their environment then such study is known as the ecology okay so this is the extra part of the zoology so majorly first of all you need to know about the morphology anatomy and physiology now let us consider one of your first part of zoology that is you got the answer what is life then you found some basic idea what are the major things are included under the zoology for your first year syllabus we found what are the things need to be studied in the zoology first one is the biodiversity you need to study taxonomy okay then animal classification under taxonomy you found the animal classification what are the animals you found in the biodiversity okay then about the physiology एतिकी कथा तुम फर्स्ट ईयर पई पढबा ओके तो प्रथमे देखिबा बायोडायवर्सिटी का कहबा एंड बायोडायवर्सिटी डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स विषय पढिबा टैक्सोनॉमी देखिबा व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ टैक्सोनॉमी जस्ट आई एम टेलिंग when I move to the taxonomy chapter I will tell you details so simply you just know what is the taxonomy means that is the study of classification nomenclature, classification, nomenclature and identification of living organism. If it is animal, then you found in the zoology part. If it is the plant, then you found the botany part. So in taxonomy, three things: classification, nomenclature, identification. Classification विभागीकरण, nomenclature नामकरण, identification चिन्हट प्रक्रिया. ये तीनटा कथा हमें देखिबे taxonomy अंडर रे. तो एतिकी कथा को हमें ए zoology रे include करूचे for your first year syllabus. And other structure also found, but due to the COVID situation, our government deleted some parts. Means which part? Majorly some parts under the physiology and some parts in the animal tissue, structural organization of plants and animals. Which one is the deleted part? But I will just give you just basics idea about that the animal tissues and other things. But majorly we such things are included for the zoology as well as for the botany. Though we are studying the zoology, we study about the biodiversity, taxonomy, animal classification and physiology. Okay. Next. So, after getting some ideas about the living organism, after getting there some core subjects of the zoology as well as of the botany. So in the zoology part, first we will start about the what is the basic structural and functional unit of living organism. पिला माने तबे जेति की भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स माने को देखु जो इन द अर्थ सरफेस से मानकर बेसिक यूनिट किए हमें 9th रे पढिचे 10th रे पढिचे. सो सिंपली इट्स आंसर इज व्हाट इज द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म ऑफ द लिविंग सेल. लिविंग सेल बस सेल रो ओडिया में के कोष हैला बा लिविंग सेल जीवंत कोष जे आमे जानि जे प्रत्येक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म से प्लांट हो एनिमल हो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म्स हो तो सेमानकर स्ट्रक्चरल और फंक्शनल यूनिट हैला लिविंग सेल. ओके देन अगेन आई रिपीट this the structural and functional unit. Though we call the living cells, its detailed structure you found in the botany, but I will just give you overview knowledge about the living cell. Why it is living and when you call it is dead. So first question, why we need to study about the cell? Because cell is the basic thing. Cell is the fundamental structure and or the structural or functional unit of the living organism. Maybe it is animal, maybe it is plant, maybe it is microorganism. So living cell पाई हमें कौन पाउचे animal, plant बा microorganism. हला तो तीन जन को हमें लाइफ बोली कहूचे ए अर्थ सरफेस रे हमें काहा को कहूचे जीवंत. ए तीन जन लोग कहले जीवंत एनिमल, प्लांट एंड माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म. तो व्हाई देयर लाइफ देयर being is the living component due to the presence of living cells. Now question sir, what is living cell? Simply when we study the living cell, when we study about the cell, this is known as the cytology. The study of the cell, their structure, their function, their other aspects are included under one branch of science is known as the cytology. Cytology means the study of living cell. Why you need to study about the living cell? Because all the living organism made up by one structural and functional unit. This is about living cell. Okay? If we study about the living cell, then such branch of science is known as the cytology. So now question arises, sir, what is the meaning of living cell? I mean living cell kaha ko kariba? And why it is important? Already I told that is the all the living organism made up of the living cell. When we move to the living cell, different scientists give their different experimental knowledge on the living cells. But just for the conclusion and concluded idea, I will just give you the overview about the living cells. When we move to the cellular part, we found two types of cell in the earth surface. Two types of cells. One is the prokaryotic cell. Another one is the eukaryotic cell. Okay, this is the prokaryotic cell, and another one is the eukaryotic cell. In the previously in the 9th and 10th, you found this prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. That is the meaning the प्राक-नेस्टीय कोश and सुनेस्टीय कोश. विषय में पढ़ते हैं ना. So this is the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are considered as the living cells, which is the basic components of the living organism. Maybe it is animal, maybe it is plant, maybe it is microorganism. So living organisms माने को living cells रहता है. Maybe it is prokaryotic cells, maybe it is eukaryotic cells. But majorly तबे ए जो living cells ର detail structure botany रे पढ़ियो पूरा details. मु just पूरा overview knowledge दउची why living cell is important, because without knowing the living cell, how can we know the different features of animals? Because also animal made up of the living cells, so we need to some idea about the living cell. So their different structure, their function you will find in the botany part. But I will just give you some knowledge about the living cells. So living cells may be prokaryotic, may be eukaryotic cells, but majorly in all the animals you found all the eukaryotic cells. Okay, ताले से कौन कहना जे मेजरली zoology में only animals माने विषय देखिबा. तो zoology में animals माने पाठक गले देखले सेमान पाखरे eukaryotic cells माने हमें पाइबे. Okay, so all the animals, higher group of animals are made up of eukaryotic cells. Okay, and these eukaryotic cells also found in our body. We are also living organism. We are also most dominating animal in the earth's surface, and we are made up of the eukaryotic cells. And then eukaryotic cells also found some their unicellular part, and according to the number of the eukaryotic cells, they are divisible into unicellular and multicellular, एककोषीय और बहुकोषीय. हेलो, तो इभा भाबरे डिफरेंट eukaryotic cells रो सामान्य नंबर को नेकी मोदे डिवाइड करा जायछि unicellular and multicellular. Humans are the multicellular organisms, and also some of unicellular organisms exist as their containing their the eukaryotic cells. So in why I told about the eukaryotic cells, because when we will discuss about the animals, the living cells is about the eukaryotic cells, and if I draw a eukaryotic structure, eukaryotic cell structure, you found the different components. Just for an example, I give you a basic idea about eukaryotic cells. Okay, in eukaryotic cells of animal, कहाँ कहिबी eukaryotic cell of animal. कहीं के एनिमल विषय कहबी बिकॉज़ हमें एनिमल विषय ई ब्रांच रे पढुचे जूलॉजी हैला. तो यूकैरियोटिक सेल ऑफ एनिमल को तुम जदि देखिबो सबुठ बड़ कथा तुम खाली आके देखि परिबो. यू कैंट सी एन सेल थ्रू आउट ए नेकेड आई. यू नीड ए स्पेशल इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू शो द यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स. ताका में कोन कहि दाउ अणु वीक्षण यंत्र. अणु वीक्षण यंत्र बा ताको हम माइक्रोस्कोप बोली कहिता. माइक्रोस्कोप बोली कहिता. माइक्रोस्कोप अंडर तुम जते जूम व्यू रे देखिबो यूकैरियोटिक सेल स्ट्रक्चर ता जस्ट लाइक दैट. You found in case of animal को कथा डिस्टेंस को कहूची हैला. तो एनिमल्स माने पाखरे मेजरली यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स देखा जाए, एंड ए यूकैरियोटिक cell structure like that you found the external structure is the cell membrane. Cell membrane. And inside that, inside the cell membrane, ये देखो पूरा पानी Why? Because inside the cell membrane, you found a watery content. It is known as the. This is very very important. So for this only one term I discussed such thing eukaryotic, prokaryotic, living cells. For that thing, this is the protoplasm. Protoplasm ro odia kono adi jibo. So due to the presence of protoplasm, this cell is a living cell. Again I repeat, protoplasm is the living portion of a cell. Protoplasm pai gute cell ko ami जीवंत बोली कहबा नले ताको ami मृत बोली डिक्लेयर करिबा सेई cell. And due to this living property of the protoplasm, living cells manakoro different characteristics show होता है. And when you found this living portion or the watery content inside the eukaryotic cells of the animals, this protoplasm, when you found this protoplasm, in this protoplasm you found the other different structure. Mainly you found the nucleus, and in apart from this nucleus also cytoplasm is present. Okay, cytoplasm. So cytoplasm nucleus is equal to protoplasm. Cytoplasm nucleus सम्मिश्रण रे protoplasm सृष्टि. एवं protoplasm पाई गुटे सेल को living बोली कहूची. Okay, due to the presence of the protoplasm, this cell is living. When we study the protoplasm, we found the nucleus and cytoplasm. And in the apart from this nucleus, also some cell organelle you find. Cell organelle. Okay, so this is the just out view of the living eukaryotic cell of animal. And why it is living? Due to the presence of protoplasm. Okay, so what is protoplasm? Protoplasm is the living portion of a cell. That's why a cell, when it is living, when protoplasm is present. And what is protoplasm? Simply you can say protoplasm is the sum of cytoplasm and nucleus. In cytoplasm you found the different also cell organelle. Okay, this is about the basic structural or basic fundamental unit of the animals, plants and microorganisms. In animals we consider one example, so one basic structure, that is the eukaryotic cell. Sunyastio koso ketebele tak ami living koile when we found the protoplasm is present. So protoplasm is termed as the living portion of cell. Now we move on to the next part. So now we move to the another aspects of the animals is about the, already I told what are the different things, what are these about the what is life, what is the basic characteristics of life, and why a living organism is exist in our planet and why it is called as living. I mean, kahin taku living boli koile, kette bele taku living boli koile, when there is the presence of the living cells and they show their different characteristics. Now the question arises, sir, in our planet, in our Earth surface, we found the different living organism, maybe it is animal, maybe it is plant, and maybe it is microorganism. But one question arises, how they present systematically? How they present systematically? So to solve this question, we need to know about the biodiversity. Biodiversity. Biodiversity ओडिया रहला जैव विविधता. Bio means living, diversity means there is the diverse groups of living organism found. When we combine these two terms, one term is concluded is about the biodiversity বা জৈব বিবিধতা. So now question arises, why it is very important to know about the biodiversity? So why it is important to know about the biodiversity? Because when we study the biodiversity, we found all the organisms in this biodiversity. So how first is to know how biodiversity create in our planet by living organism manakar विभिन्न लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म माने केउ भली भाबरे ए आर्थ सरफेस रे बा प्लैनेट रे रहिचंती. सो when we know the basic structure or the fundamental structure of the living organism in the living cell, maybe it is prokaryotic, maybe it is eukaryotic. So the living cells को जो बेसिक जते हम जानिले so the living cells माने मिलियन ईयर ପରେ ଆମେ ଇଭଲ୍ୟୁସନ ପଢିବା ବା origin of life ପଢିବା ସେତେବେଳେ ଜାଣିବ କୋଉ ଭଳି ଭାବରେ ଆର୍ଥ ସରଫେସ ରେ ଲାଇଫ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଲା ବା ଆର୍ଥ ସରଫେସ ରେ ଗୋଟେ লিভিং ওয়ার্ড এটি এক্সিস্ট কলা বা লিভিং অর্গানিজম সৃষ্টি ହେଲା ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଆଗକୁ ଅଛି ସବୁ ଇଭଲ୍ୟୁସନ ବିଷୟରେ ଜାଣିବା ବଟ ଆଜି ଆମେ ପଢିବା ଜଷ୍ଟ ଜାଣିବା about the biodiversity. So biodiversity ଜାଣିବା ପରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିବା ଯେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆର୍ଥ ସରଫେସ ରେ এই লিভিং সেলস ମାନଙ୍କ ଯୋଗୁଁ লিভিং অর্গানিজমস মানে ক্রিয়েট ହେଲେ ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ଭଳି ଭାବରେ ରହିଲେ এই biodiversity ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ବା ସେମାନଙ୍କର ସିଷ୍ଟମେଟିକ୍ସ କ'ଣ ରହିଲା. ତ ସେବେଲା ପ୍ରଥମେ লিভিং সেলস ଆସିଲେ, maybe it is eukaryotic, maybe it is prokaryotic. Okay, तो लिविंग सेल्स जेतरे यूनाइट हेले जेतेबेले यूनाइट हेले मिसिले एकरो अधिक नंबर बढ़िले सेतेबेले ए सेल्स माने गोटे ग्रुप ऑफ सेल तयारी ग्रुप ऑफ सेल तयारी करे एवं सेही ग्रुप ऑफ सेल रो नाम कोन रहला ग्रुप ऑफ सेल रो नाम कोन रहला टिश्यू पिला माने a group of cell or mass of cell when work for a specific function, then such mass of cell or group of cell is known as the tissue. जेतेबेले बहुत सारा सेल माने एकाठी मिसी करी रहिबे एवं गुटिए फंक्शन को कंप्लीट करबा पई सेमानकर स्ट्रक्चर सेम हेतिबो सेतेबेले से ग्रुप ऑफ सेल को आमे टिश्यू बोली कहबा. मेबी इट इज एनिमल टिश्यू, maybe it is plant tissue. So though we are studying the zoology, we will only study about the animal tissue. So कोन बले भाबरे biodiversity को convert हैला देखो. What is the definition of biodiversity को कहबो. Before that, how the biodiversity started. So first is the living cells asile. केमिति living cells asile for this question in evolution you can find how living cells found in our earth are exist. So then these living cells are unite and form a structure, multicellular structure. This is known as tissue. Animal tissue विभिन्न प्रकार पाइबा. एनिमल्स माने क्वेश्चन जदि पढिबा हामी विभिन्न एनिमल टिश्यू ए एनिमल टिश्यू पार्ट टा को डिलीट करूचे तर हला ओमिट करूचे. तो ए टिश्यू विषय जदि जानिबा तो विभिन्न प्रकार टिश्यू पाइबा हला. मेबी इट इज मस्कुलर टिश्यू, मेबी इट इज एपिथेलियल टिश्यू, मेबी इट इज कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, maybe it is nervous tissue. So different category of tissue you can find. So simply you just know when living cell unite to form a group of cell, then it is the tissue. Then tissue माने जोड़िले, पहले tissue माने से माने जॉइंट हेले बा टिश्यू माने गुटे ऑर्गेनाइज स्ट्रक्चर कन्वर्ट कले तो सेकेंड में हेला ऑर्गन 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 ताकि ऑर्गन बोली कहले ऑर्गन हेला एंड हम जाने जे हमर हैंड गुटे ऑर्गन हमर लेग ऑर्गन हमर बॉडी रे डिफरेंट ऑर्गन पार्ट रही छी हेला तो ये ऑर्गन माने नेक्स्ट कोन बोले ऑर्गन माने मिसी की रहिबा स्टार्ट कले कोऑर्डिनेटली से माने काम कले बा तयारी कले से माने कोन ऑर्गन सिस्टम ओके these organ system leads to individual गुटे इंडिविजुअल बा ऑर्गेनिज्म एडी क्रिएट है देखो लिविंग सेल्स कोन बलिया भागरे बाय दिबा ऑर्गेनिज्म रे कन्वर्ट हेले जहा हम लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म बोली कोइ परिबा हला मे बी तो living cell then it converts to tissue then organ system organ ले में जानी ले leg जानी ले hand जानी ले head जानी ले different organs वाले रहे तो when these organs are coordinately work then it convert to the organ system so what are the organ system we found in case of animal maybe it is the digestive system हला respiratory system reproductive system nervous system different organ systems are present then these organ system coordinately create a individual and or organism तो ए भले भाबरे कोन हला जे variety of organisms तयार हेले बा ताका हम कोन कहले individuals बोली कहले so now these individuals again तो एमनी इंडिविजुअल मींस गुटी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म हैला तो ए इंडिविजुअल माने मिसिबा स्टार्ट करे तो कोन हैला जते बेले इंडिविजुअल्स माने मिसिबा आरंभ होले सेते बेले हमें देखिले गुटे इंडिविजुअल्स मानकर पॉपुलेशन हैला तो इंडिविजुअल लीड्स टू बहुत सारा इंडिविजुअल मिसि की रहिले ताका में कोन कहले पॉपुलेशन आमे जानि जे ह्यूमन पॉपुलेशन अर्थ रे एक्जिस्ट करछि डॉग पॉपुलेशन काउ पॉपुलेशन अदर एनिमल्स पॉपुलेशन आमे वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरी रे देखु जे वैरायटी वाइल्ड एनिमल्स मान को जे सेमानकर पॉपुलेशन तो विभिन्न पॉपुलेशंस मानकर कोन हैला सेमाने बा इंडिविजुअल माने मिछि की कोन कले पॉपुलेशन अगेन देयर पॉपुलेशन आर रियूनिट तो हमें गुटी एरिया रे जब जेकोनो से एरिया को कंसीडर करबा से एरिया रे हमें देखु जे गाय मानकर पॉपुलेशन रे काउ पॉपुलेशन डॉग पॉपुलेशन माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म पॉपुलेशन देन other human population so different population will be found so when these population are unite they form the community similar to community theory hala so they create a community okay then this community when interact with environment it leads to ecosystem then this ecosystem leads to biosphere then finally biosphere leads to biodiversity how a living cell are by one creating one structure and modifying into a biodiversity ba bibhinno जीव मानकर समाहार रे हम पहुंचे again I repeat first the living cell just listen carefully first is the living cell then by the living cell they are converting into the tissue a group of cells are seven बा ग्रुप ऑफ सेल तक हम कोन कहले टिश्यू जे टिश्यू माने मिसिले सेतबे कोन हैला ऑर्गन व्हेन टिश्यू वर्क टुगेदरली देन इट कन्वर्टेड इनटू द ऑर्गन व्हेन ऑल द ऑर्गन्स coordinately work together, then they are known as the organ system. Organ system. And when all the organ system coordinately work, then it leads to individual or living organism. हैला ये है हमर बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर अछि कि लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म बाके छला देन सेमाने कोन कोन बोले इंडिविजुअल माने मिसिंग रहिबा स्टार्ट करे हमें मनीष जाके रहले देन जो माने अदर एनिमल्स सेमाने को निज निजर पॉपुलेशन तयारी कले तो सेमाने कोन कले इंडिविजुअल माने मिसिले मिसिकी कोन कले पॉपुलेशन तयारी कले पॉपुलेशन हैला देन बहुत सारा पॉपुलेशन पुनी एक एनवायरनमेंट रे एका संगे रहिबा स्टार्ट कले देन सच पॉपुलेशन लीड्स टू कम्युनिटी ओके देन दिस कम्युनिटी लीड्स टू इकोसिस्टम तो जे बहुत सारा पॉपुलेशन मिसिकी कम्युनिटी हले देन दिस कम्युनिटी इंटरैक्ट विथ द एनवायरनमेंट सेटा विदाउट एनवायरनमेंट रे बंची परिबे नै हमें बिना पानी रे बंची परिबानी बिना सॉइल रे बंची परिबानी बिना एयर रे बंची परिबानी वी डिपेंड अपॉन द एनवायरनमेंट सो दिस इज लीड्स टू द इकोसिस्टम देन इकोसिस्टम जेतरे हैला विभिन्न इकोसिस्टम माने कोन कले सब बायोस्फीयर तयारी कले बायोस्फीयर अर्थ होला विभिन्न लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म बा वेराइटी इकोसिस्टम मींस आमे वाटर रे मध्ये इकोसिस्टम पाइ तो इकोसिस्टम अर्थ कोन व्हेन द living organism interact with their environment and present togetherly as a homeostatical way then such system is known as the ecosystem maybe it is water ecosystem maybe it is desert ecosystem maybe it is terrestrial ecosystem रे आपण देखिबा we found the forest ecosystem okay तो different ecosystem found तो ecosystem माने जे मिसिले total ecosystem मिसिले ए आर्थ सरफेस में सब बायोस्फीयर रीजन जे रहला बा बायोस्फीयर का कंट्रोल कहले हैला तो बायोस्फीयर जे रहला ताका हम कोन कहले बायोडायवर्सिटी विभिन्न जीव मानकर समाहार रे गुटिए जीव जगत सृष्टि हैला बा जीव मानकर गुटे विविधता सृष्टि हैला बाय प्लैनेट बाय अर्थ सरफेस रो अर्थ बा जो सर्वाइवबिलिटी एग्जिस्ट कला जेति की प्लैनेट रही जो ओनली हम जानते जे बायोडायवर्सिटी ओनली बायो हम कोनटी अर्थ रे पाइबे कारण अर्थ रे सर्वाइवबिलिटी के possible in the other planet still now it is mystery for us we don't know that is when other planets may move to a survivability condition बस एटी सर्वाइवबिलिटी रो पॉसिबिलिटी आछो एते पर्यंत गवेषणा चली छि एक्सपेरिमेंट चली छि जे हम स्पेस बायोलॉजी बोली कहि परिबा स्पेस बायोलॉजी जे अदर स्पेस रे लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म माने एग्जिस्ट करि परिबे कि नै त हम स्पेस बायोलॉजी बोली कहले बट इन दिस सेशन I will just give you a overview of the living organism by showing their different characteristics by giving the different terms and what are the basic structures and functions of the living organism cells बोले जानिले हमें then cells रू कोंगळे मध्ये बायोडायवर्सिटी पर्यंत बोले जानिले then हमें different core subjects जानिले zoology रे कोन रहिछि and also applied subjects रहिछि तो these are some different structures and some different aspects of the zoology. In the next class we will study about the biodiversity by jaiva vividhata. So students, today is about this class. That's all. Thank you very much.